Hi, my name is Kieran Merton and this is my mom, Rosa Coyne. So Mom, what year was it when you were 14?
Well, I was born in the fall of 1965, so that would have been 1979 and most of 1980.
What community did you live in when you were my age?
In South Branch, which is a community in the Cadra Valley and the southwest part of the province, south of Newfoundland. It's about 55 kilometres east of Portabass.
Okay. How many people from South Branch?
About 500 people when I was your age.
What different religion groups were in your South Branch?
Only Roman Catholic. I don't think there were anybody of any other religions there.
What religion were you and how often did you go to church?
Well, I was Roman Catholic and we went to church every Saturday evening. Mass in our community was on Saturday evening instead of Sunday morning. And we would go more often on special occasions like Christmas and Easter.
What kind of industries were in South Branch when you were my age?
Most men in the community would have worked in what we called worked in the woods. They cut pulp wood for pulp and paper companies. And women in the industry in the community might have worked at a restaurant or something in other communities or in Portabass, and some people commuted to work into Portabass in the railway or at the hospital, and some people were teachers, that sort of thing. There weren't many industries besides the woods industry.
How did your family get by in terms of money?
My mother was a teacher. She taught at St. Anne's Elementary School in Upper Ferry, which was the school that I went to. And my father worked seasonally as a fisheries guard on the Salmon River.
Did your family have a large variety of food?
I wouldn't say a large variety. We always had lots of meat because my father raised cattle and they would be slaughtered in the fall for meat. And we'd have moose and rabbit and partridge for meat. Mostly vegetables besides that, your potatoes, carrot and turnip and cabbage. And in terms of fruit, we'd only have apples and oranges usually. At special occasions like Christmas, we might have some grapes or something like that.
What were the main meals that you guys had when you were my age?
During the weekdays, we usually had meat and potatoes of some sort, either stew or roast or something like that. On Fridays, because we were Catholic, we usually had fish of some sort, usually salt fish. And on Saturdays, Mom would bake bread, and we'd always have baked beans and fresh bread. And on Sundays, we usually had like a cooked dinner, chicken and salt beef and the vegetables.
Did South Branch have running water and sewerage?
Yes, most homes had running water and sewage, but it wasn't a town water and sewer. Every household had their own well or an artesian well that a group of homes would have had, and everybody had their own septic system.
How old were you when your family got your first house phone?
I was 10. I was in grade 5. I think we were the last community in the Cadra Valley to get phones.
Did you have a television growing up?
Yes, we had, I can always remember having a TV, but it was a floor model black and white TV, and we only ever had one channel, which was CBC.
What kind of shows came on that channel?
Well, we used to watch Happy Days, I guess, and All in the Family. On Saturdays, we'd watch Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom. On Sundays, we'd watch Walt Disney. Can't remember much more than that. Hockey Night in Canada on Saturday nights, of course.
What kind of music did you listen to when you were a teenager?
Mostly rock and roll. We listened to the Eagles and Pink Floyd, and I used to like Rod Stewart. He was one of my favorites.
That's nice. How old were you when you seen the first movie in theaters?
I was in grade 9, so I guess I was 14, and the movie was Grease. I went to see it in Portabass with some friends of mine. starred John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John.
What kind of clothes were popular when you were growing up?
Usually, and most kids, teenagers wore jeans and t-shirts. Very similar to today.
What was education like back when you were growing up?
Well, most of the main courses were the same as what you guys do today. We did math and English and science, that sort of thing. But it was a Catholic school, so there was more of a focus on religion and the Catholic religion than there is in schools today. We didn't have as much choices as you guys. Everybody did all the same courses. There were no music courses or art courses or anything like that. And of course we didn't have computers, so there was no computer courses, and everything we did was handwritten, or any presentations were spoken, no PowerPoint or anything like that.
How far away was your school from your house?
It was about 25 kilometers, and we'd go there on bus, mostly over the Trans-Canada Highway. And sometimes in the winter it could get pretty stormy, and sometimes we'd miss a lot of school.
What did you do for fun when you were 14 years old?
Usually on Friday nights we would go to a dance in Upper Ferry, which was where the school was too, and there was a community centre down there. So there'd always be a bus going. Me and my friends would go to the dance. On Saturday nights there was a small pool hall in the community, so we'd go over there, hang out, play pool, pinball, that sort of thing. And other than that, lots of kids and teenagers in the community would gather at the field in the community, and we'd play softball or soccer or whatever. In the winter we always went sliding and skating. And so at home, my sisters and brothers and I would probably play cards or board games. We'd play Monopoly or Clue.
Is that it?
That's it.
That's nice.